this is we're gonna mostly we are using three different terms. This is also known as production, right? Also known as assemblies, or also known as manufacturing, because here we are producing the item, right? Here what we are doing, producing, manufacturing, assembling the item. Yeah. So if you are doing this production or assembly in Tally ERP 9, the first step is that we need to activate some feature. We need to activate some configuration. That will be our first step. So we are doing right now production in Tally ERP 9, right? So the first step is what? Step number 1. Okay, enable bill of material. That bill of material, that is the short abbreviation is what? BOM. That is our first step, right? If you need to do this assembly or production or manufacturing in Tally ERP 9, the first step is what? That we need to enable bill of material option, right? So how to activate this option? The further step is what? We need to press F12, which is configure, right? Then you need to go accounts, inventory info, okay, and in accounts inventory info we need to enable the option enable component list detail BOM, right? We need to do this, we need to do this option. Now writing it all, but the thing is you need to understand this also. So the first step is what? We need to enable the bill of material option. We need to activate this option, because default, whenever you create a new company or install a new software in your laptop, this option by default it is deactivated. This feature is not activated, right? The first step is what? Then we need to enable this configuration option. We need to enable this feature first, right? So how to do this in Tally ERP 9? Here we have, what is this? This is configure, right? So I said that you need to press F12, and after F12 you need to go where? Accounts inventory info, and you need to activate this option, enable component list bill of material BOM, right? So you need to press F12, right? When I press F12, this option, the configuration list is open, and here you need to click which option? Accounts inventory info, right? Enter. Here we have this second last option, enable component list detail bill of material BOM. By default this option is no. You have to make this option yes. Yeah, so you need to press Y, enter, enter, and save it. This option is done, right? This is our step number 1. Yeah, can you do it on your laptop? Yes, enable component list details bill of material. The short abbreviation is BOM, bill of material, right? Now what is bill of material? So look here, we are doing this topic now. We already done with this inventory adjustment, stock taking, physically count the stock already, right? Now next step was, that is production. The topic is also known as assembly, manufacturing. Let's suppose we receive an order that we need to produce 100 cards, right? In 100 of them let's assume it that we need to produce, we need to assemble, we need to manufacture 50 Honda Civic and 50 Honda City, right? To produce, to assemble, to manufacturing these car, we have to use these items. So these items are your bill of material. That items we use for the production, for the assembly of another item. That is what our bill of material, BOM. Clear? So what we have to do in Tally, the first step was that we need to activate this configuration option, that we need to activate this feature, enable component list detail bill of material. Clear? Okay. So do it in your system. Enable it. Now, second step. We done with this step, enable component that we enable that bill of material option. Now, step number 2. Now, step number 2 is create or creation of manufacturing, or you can say creation of production voucher. We need to create one. First, listen to me. We need to create a new voucher type here. What are voucher types? If you remember, in the last class, when we enter that different vouchers, remember this F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, right? These are what? Voucher types. These are built in, already there in the system, right? So we need to create a new voucher type, but in inventory vouchers, right? You can name that voucher as a production voucher, manufacturing voucher, or assembly voucher. Clear? So we need to create, because that option is not here. That option is not here. If you're using Tally 9, in Tally 9 we have that voucher, that is manufacturing voucher. But in Tally ERP 9 we don't have that option by default. That voucher type is not here. That manufacturing journal voucher, that manufacturing voucher is not here. So we need to create, our second step is what? Then we need to create a production voucher or manufacturing voucher, or you can name it assembly voucher, right? So that is our second step. Listen, look here first, please. That is what we need to create, creation of production voucher, right? So the step is what? You need to go inventory info first, right? Inventory info first. After the inventory info, you need to go voucher type, right? You need to select the option. First, you need to select like inventory info. Listen, please. You need to select inventory info. Can you select in your system? Go in inventory info. Come on, Moses, this is not good. I told you do not use the mouse. Please. Go in inventory info. Where? No, you are in the reports right now. You need to go back to the first page. Here, right? So go in inventory info. Okay. In inventory info, we have voucher type, right? We have voucher type. Yeah. Okay. Then in voucher type, you need to give the name of the voucher. Name of the voucher is, you can give the name of the voucher. Let's suppose we're gonna give the name of the voucher production voucher, right? So can you do it? Do it, right? Name of the voucher is what? Production voucher, right? And then you need to select type of voucher, right? That is stock journal. right? Then voucher numbering, that you need to select automatic. Okay, then the rest is there, but we need to make this option yes. Use as a manufacturing journal. You have to make this option yes. Default this option is no, but you have to make this option yes. So step number 2 is what? Creation of production voucher. So what you need to do, we need to go in the inventory info, right? In inventory info, we need to select here the voucher types, right? In the voucher types, we need to click on the create because we need to create a new voucher type, which is production voucher. Enter. So what is the name of the voucher? That is production voucher, right? And the voucher type is what? Stock journal. So the name of the voucher is production voucher. Enter. Enter. It comes under stock journal. So you need to select from here, right? You need to select what the voucher type is what? Stock journal. Enter. That is a short abbreviation. Enter. Then voucher numbering, that is automatic, right? I want an automatic voucher numbering. If you enter first voucher today 01, another entry today 02, that is what? Automatic voucher numberings, right? Enter. And the other rest of the things I don't need it. So use as a manufacturing journal. So you want to use this production voucher as a manufacturing voucher, right? So you have to make this option yes, enter, and then save it. Clear? So this is our second step, that we need to create a new voucher type in our system. Now step number 3. So we already done with the step number 1, enable that bill of material option, and then step number 2, we created a production voucher. Now step number 3, what are the items we need to produce? Step number 3, right? What are the items we need to produce? We need to create. We need to create Honda Civic and Honda Citina, right? We need to create Honda Civic and Honda Citina. Do we have these items in our system right now in the stock? We have Honda Civic and Honda Civic. We don't have in our stock. So we need to create a new stock item, right? So step number 3 is what? Create a new stock item, right? For in our case, that is Honda City and Honda Civic, right? So the way we enter the inventory, the same way we need to enter this, right? So we go inventory info, then you need to select stock items. The way you enter all the previous item one by one, the 2-3 different tables, right? The same way you need to enter all this. Then you need to select create, right? So the name of item is, that is Honda City, right? And under group we will create, let's suppose we're going to create the group that is vehicles, right? How you will measure it? Then we have unit of measure, right? You're going to measure it in let's suppose numbers of cars, numbers, right? Enter. And then we have an option, enable BOM. So you have this option is no, we have to make this option yes. And then you need to enter name of BOM. What is the name you want to give for your bill of material? Name of BOM. So I'm creating the car which is Honda Civic. So I'm gonna enter here Honda City BOM, right? And then unit of manufacture, unit of manufacture, that will be 1 always. So that is the step. So we need to create Honda Civic and Honda City. To make these cars, what are the items we need to use? We need to use these items for the production of the car, of a single car, right? So we need to create this item first. Let's suppose we need to create Honda City first. So how to do it? Oh, I didn't save it. Yes. Okay, I will create this again because I missed production voucher. I didn't save it. That is under stock journal, automatic, and that is yes. Okay, so after this we need to create a new stock item which is Honda City. So we go in inventory info, enter, and we need to create stock item, enter, create. The name is Honda City, enter, enter, and under which group? Right now we don't have the group, so I'm going to create through Alt C. I'm going to create a group that is vehicles, enter, under the primary, enter, and set alter VAT detail, yes, taxable 5%, enter, enter, right? And how you're going to measure it? In pieces, number of cars, each or what? So I'm going to use number, enter, and now this is what set component BOM, that do you want to enter bill of material for this item? Remember, when we enter the keyboard, you're not producing or assembling the keyboard, but here you're producing, you're assembling this card. So that's why if you're assembling an item, for that item you need a bill of material, you need material to build that car, right? So that's why, if you remember, we activate this option, enable component list BOM detail at the start. That was our step number 1, right? So we need to make this option set component BOM. So we need to make this option yes. This option is what? Set component BOM. So you have to make this option yes. So when you press yes, it will ask you that what name you want to give for this bill of material. So we are producing Honda City, so it's on you. I'm gonna enter here Honda Civic BOM. Just a random name you need to give, enter. And now that what is the bill of material name? That is Honda Civic bill of material. Component of the car we are producing, that is Honda Civic. Unit of manufacturing, that is always 1, right? That producing one single car, what are the items you're gonna use and what are their quantities, right? So we have to use, for example, side glass quantity is 4. So side glass quantity is how much? 4. And then we have seats, that is 4, right? Then we have steering, that is 1. Then we have tires, that is 4. Then we have side mirror, that is 2, right? Then we have center mirror, that is 1, right? And we have oil 1 liter, and we have 1 engine also, brake cables, seat cover 4, and we have 1 brake, right? And clear? So we enter the entire BOM bill of material list. Clear? Any question till here? Any question, Moses?
Yes, yes. Let me copy this.
That you will do later. Okay, so after this you need to press enter. Any other item? No.
No.
So end of list. Enter. Right? Enter. Taxable 5%. That is a good, not a service. Enter. We don't have the quantity yet. We don't have the rate of this card. Right? So enter. Enter. Save it. So this is how you will enter a new stock item for your production item. Yeah, right? So these are the steps. So you can enter all these step one by one. You can write. So now the last step, which is step number 4. Okay, this is our last step. That is step number 4. Okay, which is our production entry. Right? We need to enter our production entry now. That we need to produce 100 cards, that we receive an order that we need to produce 100 cards. In 100 of them, let's assume it that we need to produce 50 Honda Civic and 50 Honda City. So total is 100. So next step is what? That we need to record a production entry now. So for that, we need to go where? Accounting voucher or inventory voucher? No, this is not accounting transaction. It is inventory transaction, right? So we need to go inventory voucher, right? And there we need to select the voucher type. Okay, we need to go inventory voucher and we need to select the voucher type. We need to go inventory voucher and we create the voucher type, which is production voucher. Is it there in the list? No, it's not there in the list. But what is a voucher type? Remember, what is a voucher type of production voucher we enter?
Production.
What is a voucher type we enter? The type of voucher what we enter for the production voucher?
Inventory.
Stock journal. If you remember, we create that voucher type, which is production voucher. This production voucher is coming under stock journal, right? So we need to select their stock journal voucher. In inventory voucher, you need to select here stock journal because that manufacturing voucher is coming under stock journal. So you need to click here stock journal and this is our production voucher. Yeah. So you need to press enter. And what is the name of product, the name of item you're producing right now, assembling? So that is what? Honda City. So right now we have 0 quantity. We don't have any quantity yet. We need to assemble it, produce it. So that is Honda City. Enter. That is the name of BOM, Honda City BOM. And how many quantity we need to produce? That is 50. So when you press 50, enter, it will automatically give us this material cost. That is the item we used, right? There we enter in that BOM, that unit of manufacturing is 1, and then we enter that side glass we needed how many? 4, right? We needed 4, so 4 multiplied by 50. How much? 200 quantity we're going to use for the production of how many cards? 50 cards, right? So this gives us the total cost, right? 490,500 for how many cards? For 50 cards, right? Then this is the cost 8390. That is the cost for one car. For 50 car, it is 419,500, right? Clear? And then this is what type of additional cost. If any additional cost is there, like you paid for electricity, wages for this workers, right? Yeah. So if there is any additional cost is there, then you need to select. Let's suppose we pay electricity expense. right? Assume it that is 1000. So look here, right now it is 8390. If I enter here type of additional cost, like you paid for the wages of the workers, right? So tab, look here, it is how much now? 8410. So it also increased the cost of a 50 cars, right? Enter, and here you can write the description. uh, Produced 50 on the city against order of carry for supplier, right? Enter, that was your description. Enter, save it here. And if you want to check the reports, that now how many quantity we have for this Honda Civic now in the system, should be 50, right? So if you want to check the report, we go in the display, enter inventory books, enter, and stock item, enter. So that is what Honda City, right? Enter. So we have 50 quantity is there, right, in our storeroom. Physically they are in the storeroom, and the total value of an asset is how much? 420, 420,500. Clear? So this is how you will do production, assembly, or manufacturing in Tally ERP.